Good morning, students. Good morning. Good morning, Deepak. Good morning, Disha. Good morning, Gautami. Yes. A very good morning to everyone present here. I am Vindhya, CA Vindhya Hegde, and as you all know that today's session will be based on the changes in paper 3 part A, okay? That is only in business mathematics. Of course, logical reasoning, there are no changes at all. But today's focus will be on what are the changes in the subject of business mathematics, that is paper 3, part A. Okay. To give you a little bit of um, introduction about it or what is there, okay? You have 8 chapters, correct? Yes. And out of those 8 chapters, there are changes, and the changes are very minute, and those changes are basically in chapter 1. When I say chapter 1, it's not as such as any concept change, but a little bit of introduction of some new questions. Chapter 7, and a little bit of change in chapter 8. So basically, the changes that is there is not as vast as you feel it is. Okay. We have very minute changes in our paper 3 part A, business mathematics. Okay. Just a minute, I'll share the screen. Okay. So here you have the chapter-wise changes. So in chapter 1, like I have mentioned here, in the additional question bank, all right, you have something called as additional question bank. If you know in the institute material, at the end of each chapter, there is an additional question bank. So in the additional question bank, they have introduced few new questions. That is from question number 98 to question number 109. Okay, the new questions have been added, and we are definitely going to do a few of them. There are a few business application based questions in the topic. Okay. Then in chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6, as you can see, there are no changes at all. So basically 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, none of the concepts have changed. There is nothing that is changed as such. Okay. But basically what they are telling you is they are asking you to focus on business application based questions. Kusumita, can you please switch off your video? Yes. Okay. So basically, what they are asking us is to concentrate on business application based questions. Okay. And then moving on to chapter 7, the concepts of limits and continuity has been added. Okay. It's a very small topic in the entire chapter. And moving ahead with your differentiation and integration, that is the basic concepts of calculus, you have exercise 8A and 8B, correct? Now, in exercise 8A and 8B, what has happened is they have deleted 15 questions in each of these exercises from the institute material. These 15 questions are nothing but those questions which were a little lengthier or a little complicated to solve. So those questions have been deleted and a new exercise has been added, okay, which is applications of differential and integral calculus in basics, that is in cost function and revenue function. We will get to it when we will definitely go through all these concepts, and the additional question bank has been removed. Okay, So this is what is there as changes in your entire paper, paper 3, part A, business mathematics. Okay. Now, moving ahead, let's start with what is there in chapter 1. Okay. That is what is the new questions that is added in chapter 1. What I believe is you have been studying and you know the concepts of each chapter well. Okay. This is not where I'm going to teach you what is ratio, what is proportion. No. I believe that you have done your homework because you are doing the changes in the syllabus only. So we will majorly focus only on whatever are the changes in the syllabus. Okay. So now in chapter 1, like I mentioned it to you, we have added few questions and these questions belong to the concepts of ratios and proportions. Okay. Now, directly let's start with question number 1. We have question number 1 which says, Anand and Deepak started a business. Anand and Deepak started a business investing rupees 22,500 and 35,000 respectively. Okay. Out of total profits of 13,800, Deepak's share is. So if this is the question, correct? How would you distribute the profits among Anand and Deepak? What would be the mode in which you would distribute the profits? Can you put your answers in the chat box? Can you put your answers in the chat box? How would you distribute the profits? On what basis would you distribute the profits is what I'm asking. I'm waiting for your answers. You can drop in a message to me directly. Or you can unmute yourself and answer as well. Yes, tell me. What is it going to be? How are you going to distribute the profit? On what basis are you going to distribute the profits, Mr. to Mr. Anand and Deepak? Are you all there? Okay. All right. So on what basis are you going to distribute the profits? Any idea about that? Yes, the profits are going to be distributed on the basis of the capital introduced by Anand and Deepak. Yes, correct. So the capital introduced by Anand is 22,500 and that by Deepak is 35,000. So the profits of, very good, yes. The profits of 13,800 should be distributed on the basis of the capital that is introduced by Anand and Deepak. Okay. So now here we have Anand's capital, which is 22,500. Okay, I'm writing it as A. And Deepak's capital is 35,000. Correct? Now, the first step that we need to do here is to figure out what is the ratio of their capitals. So ratio of their capitals will be Anand is to Deepak. Correct? 22,500 is to 35,000. Can you simplify this and tell me what is going to be the simplified form of A is to D? Yes, simplified form. Can I cancel this 0, 0 on both A and D part? Yes. What else can we do? Tell me. 9 is to 14. Okay. Can I divide both the numbers by 5? Yes. If I divide both the numbers by 5, what am I going to get? 45 is to 70. Correct? Now, both are divisible by 5 again. Right? So what is 45 by 5? 9. And what is 70 by 5? 14. And can you simplify it any further? No, not possible. Because 9 is divisible by 3 and 14 is divisible by 2 or 7, correct? Yes. So we can't simplify it any further. Okay, fine. Can I say that there are total 9 plus 14. 9 plus 14. That is 23 parts. And out of that 23 parts, 9 parts belong to Anand and 14 parts belong to Deepak. Correct? Yes. So if I have to distribute the profit, how much is the profit? 13,800 to Mr. Deepak. Can I say it is profit into how much parts does Deepak get? 14 parts divided by 9 plus 14 is 23. Correct? Yes. So it is 13,800 into 14 divided by 23. That makes it 8,400. Yes, I've got few answers in the chat box. Very good. Yes. Good. This is a basic type of question which was there in your previous syllabus as well. Okay, this is not a new type of a question as such. This is a new question, but it's not a new type of a question. Okay, I hope this is clear. Have you any doubts? Please ask. Do not hesitate. Put it up in the chat box. Okay, you can ask it directly to me or in the chat box so that everyone can view your doubts. That is also fine. I hope this is clear. Okay. Yes. Let's go to the next question then. Reena and Shalu are partners in a business. Reena invests rupees 35,000 for 8 months and Shalu invests rupees 42,000 for 10 months. Out of profits of 31,570, Reena's share is. Okay. Now, if you remember that Deepak and Anand question, Anand and Deepak question that we did now, there, they had not mentioned anything about number of months. Correct? Now, when I'm investing my money for more number of months as compared to someone else, I definitely deserve a little bit of more money for those months, no? Definitely in proportion to my capital introduced. So what is the difference between question number 1 and question number 2 is merely the number of months that the capital is introduced in. In the previous question, since nothing was given, we considered that both invested at the same time. That is, Anand and Deepak invested at the same time. Okay. Whereas here, since they have given that Reena has invested at 8 months and Shalu has invested for 10 months, we know that their investment in time is different. Okay. So in this scenario, what you will do is, you will simply calculate capital of 35,000 and it will be considered as capital kept for every month. Okay. So what you will do is Reena and Shalu. Okay. So Reena's capital is 35,000. Shalu's capital is 42,000. Of course, you can't directly find the ratio like how we did in the previous question because of the difference in number of months. Okay. So cater into number of months. We will multiply this with 8 and this with 10. That's it. Okay. Once we do that, we have considered the number of months. Correct? Once we have considered the number of months, we can find the ratio. Okay. So 35,000 into 8, how much is that? 2,80,000. And 42,000 into 10 is 4,20,000. So can I say now we can find the ratio? 2,80,000 is to 4,20,000. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros can be cancelled. What remains is 28 is to 42. Can you simplify this and tell me what is the answer? The ratio, once you simplify it. Fourteen is to 21 can be simplified further as 2 is to 3, correct? Yes or no? Yes, correct. 2 is to 3 is the answer. Everyone? Both are divisible by 2. So 2 14s are and 2 21s are. Both 14 and 21 are divisible by 7. So 7 2s are, 7 3s are. Okay. Can you distribute the profit? Whose share are you supposed to find here? Reena's share. Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what the answer is going to be. You can just give me the option A, B, C, D. Okay. You don't need to type in the values as such. Okay. It'll save some time now for you. Also, you don't need to copy the question. I'll share the PDF once the class is done. Okay. I don't want you to waste your precious time in writing down the questions. You focus on the explanation and the solutions for it. Option B, everyone is getting. That is 31,570 into. What is Reena's ratio? It is 2 divided by total parts is 5, correct? So you get 12,628. Option B. This is a new type of a question. I hope this is clear. Okay, we'll go to the next question. A and B started a business in partnership by investing rupees 20,000 and 15,000 respectively. Okay, so A has invested 20,000, B has invested 15,000. After 6 months, C joined with them with 20,000. Okay, C has 20,000 capital, but there is a difference in the time, correct? If A and B have started the business today, C has joined them after 6 months, correct? Yes? Okay. What will be B's share in the total profit of 25,000 earned at the end of 2 years from the starting of the business? Okay. Can I say that A and B have started the business today, worked for 2 years? That means 24 months. And after 6 months, C has joined the business. And can I say C was there for the remaining 18 months? C was not there for 24 months. Are you able to understand this? Can I say A and B were there in the business for entire 2 years and C was there for 1.5 years? Yes. Okay. Is this clear? All right. can I say now it is very similar to what we did in the previous question? But in the previous question, they had not mentioned the number of years. So we considered the year as 1. We took it as 12. But in this question, they have mentioned that the profit is for 2 years. So we'll consider 2 into 12. That is 24 months for A, 24 months for B, and 18 months for C. Why 18 months? Because C joined the business after 6 months. Correct? Is this clear? Okay. Can you calculate the capitals and the ratio? And then distribute the profit to B. They have asked B share. Can you go ahead from here? I'll be waiting for your answers. Okay. Please go ahead. Okay. Ratio. All right. Once you get the ratio, can you distribute the profits? Find out B's share. It's not C or A's share. It is B's share that we are supposed to find out. Yes, the ratios are correct. 4:3:3. Correct. Absolutely right. Can't we also do it this way? Can't we multiply this with 2, A with 2, B with 2, and C with 1.5? Okay. What is 20,000 into 24? Correct. 480. 15,000 into 24? 360. And 20,000 into 18 is also 3,60,000. Correct? Yes? Okay. So here 3,60,000, 3,60,000, and 4,80,000. All right. All the 4 zeros, let me cancel. In all the 3 cases, 48, 36, all the 3 are divisible by 12. Correct? 48 by 12 is 4. 36 by 12 is 3. And again, 36 by 12 is 3. So this is 4:3:3. Profit of 2 years is 25,000. And you are supposed to find B share, not A share. I've seen a few answers with option D saying 10,000. I think you all have found A share, na? Yes. So we have to find B share, which is 25,000 into 3 divided by, what is the total number of parts? 4 plus 3 plus 3. 4 plus 3 plus 3, 7 plus 3 is 10. Correct? Yes. So 25,000 into 3 divided by 10 is 7,500. Option A. Okay. I hope this is clear. All right. Once you understand the concept here, any type of question can be done. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next part. Next question. A began a business with rupees 85,000 and is joined afterwards by B with 42,500. A started the business with 85,000. Later on, B joined with 42,500, correct? For how much period does B join if profits at the end of the year are divided in the ratio of 3:1? All right. Okay. Now, listen carefully. They have given profits at the end of the year, which means that the business is run for a year, which means that the business is run for 12 months. Okay. Which also means that A is there in the business for 12 months. Correct? Yes? Okay. So can I say A is there in the business for 12 months, but B is joined later. So B is definitely not there for 12 months. Otherwise, they would have said A and B started the business together. No? Correct? So to find the ratio, how we did in the previous questions, we multiplied the number of months when the months were different. So here also, we will multiply A with 12 and B we do not know. That is what we are supposed to find out. Correct? Yes. And we have an information that their profits were divided in the ratio of 3:1. Correct? Yes. All right. Now tell me, what is 85,000 into 12? What is 85,000 into 12? Correct. 10 lakh 20,000. Is this clear? Okay. Now we do not know what is B's capital because we do not know the multiplying factor there. We do not know how many months has B kept the capital in the business. That is what we are supposed to find out. Okay. Now, listen carefully. If A's capital after multiplying it with number of months is 10 lakh 20, can I say this is in 3:1 ratio? If A's capital is 10 lakh 20,000, that 10 lakh 20,000 is 3 parts. So B's capital will be 10 lakh 20,000 divided by 3 into 1. I hope you're able to understand how it is divided by 3 into 1. Yes? Is that clear? How it is divided by 3 and into 1. Yes? A's capital is 3 parts. B's capital is 1 part. So if 3 parts is 10 lakh 20, how much is 1 part? Can you tell me what is the value there? Ten lakh 20 divided by 3 into 1, that is 3 lakh 40. Okay. Now, if this is 3 lakh 40, can I say 3 lakh 40 you have got by multiplying 42,000 with something? So can I say that this value, that is number of months, we can get it by dividing 3 lakh 40 with 42,500. How much is that? Yes, this becomes 8 months. So if B has invested the capital for 8 months, can I say that the ratio will be 3:1? Is that clear? I hope you are able to understand how this question is a little different from the previous questions that we have done. In the previous question, we knew the capital was introduced at so and so time and for so and so months, correct? And here we do not know for how many months. We know the ratio, we are finding the number of months. So we are doing the reverse calculation of what we have done in the previous questions. Okay. Have you any doubts? Please put it in the chat box. All right, let's go ahead. Last question of this part here. Okay, that is in chapter 1. It says A and B can do a work in 8 days. B and C can do the same work in 12 days. A, B, and C together can finish it in 6 days. You have to find A and C will do it in how many days? Okay. Now, let's write down what information we have. See, first we have work done. We have work done by A and B. How many days? 8 days. Then we have work done by B and C. That is 12 days. And finally, we have work done by A, B, and C. That is 6 days. You cannot directly compare them here because the number of days are different. 8 days, 12 days, 6 days. So you cannot compare them directly. Is this clear till here? Yes. So what do we need to do? We'll need to find the work done per day. You remember in a ratio for comparison, the quantity should be of the same unit, na? This is 8 days, 12 days, and 6 days, correct? We need the work done per day. So can I say work done per day is nothing but 1 divided by 8 for A and B. That is, they will finish 1/8 of the work per day. So 1/8 every day will mean 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 and so on. Total, they'll complete the work in 8 days. Are you able to understand this? Work done per day. So A and B will get 1/8 of the work done. B and C will be 1/12 of the work done. And A, B, C will be 1/6 of the work. Is this clear? This is the work that each person, that is the combination of persons, will do each day. Now you can have a comparison. Okay. Now see. From this work done per day, can I say, if A, B, C does 1/6 of the work per day, from this, if I minus the work done by AB, okay, that is minus 1/8, can I say we'll get the work done by C per day? Yes or no? What do we need? We need the work done by A and C. So for that, we will need the work done by A and the work done by C. Can I do it this way? Are you able to understand this? Yes, everyone? Okay. Can you tell me what is the value going to be for C by taking the common denominator? Yes, quickly tell me what is the work done by C? Denominator will be 6 into 8. 6 8 are 8 6 are 48. And numerator will be 8 minus 6. Correct? I hope this is clear. Is equal to C. So you get 2/48 is equal to C, which means 1/24 is work done by C per day. Very good. I've got few answers in the chat box. Good. Okay. Now, similarly, can you calculate the work done by A? How would you do it? Work done by A, B, C minus work done by B, C will be the work done by A. That is 1 by 6 minus, what is work done by B and C? 1 by 12 is equal to A. Okay. Can you calculate this and tell me what is the work done by A per day? Students, if you have any doubts, please ask. If you're unable to understand something, kindly ask. Six by 72. Okay, simplify it. 6 by 72. 6 and 72. They're divisible by 6. Yes, correct. 1 by 12 is what you get. 72 here you'll get. 12 minus 6 is equal to A. So you get 6 by 72, which is A. That is 1 by 12. Clear? Yes? Okay. So can I say work done by A and C per day will be 1 by 24 plus 1 by 12. Can you calculate this and tell me what is 1 by 24 plus 1 by 12? I hope you know how to take common denominators. You can just multiply the denominators, or you can see whether both are divisible by a same number or not. 1 by 8. Very good. Yes, 1 by 8. To 88 here. And here 12 plus 24. 12 plus 24 is 36. And 36 by 288. 288 divided by 36 is 8. Correct. 1 by 8 is the work done by A and C per day. Correct. If work done by A and C per day is 1 by 8, that means 1/8 of the work is done every day. So can I say A and C will take dash days to complete the work? Tell me, fill that dash. How many days will they take to complete the entire work? Correct, Sanvi. Good. How many days will they take to complete the entire work? Yes, Aditya. Correct. Suresh, Deepak. Good. Yes, Asya. Correct, Disha. Very good. So they'll take 8 days to complete the work. Yes, Kusumita, correct. Absolutely right. I hope this is clear. I hope you're writing down with me. If you need me to display anything, let me know. I can go back and just display it to you. All right. I believe that things are clear. Because you don't need to write everything like this in the exam. Okay. This is just for you to understand because you're doing this such type of a question for the first time, I believe. Okay. All right. With this, we are done with the changes in chapter 1. Okay. Moving ahead, we'll go to the changes in chapter 7. Okay. That is limits and continuity. Now, just observe whatever I'm asking you to. Okay. Don't go to read what is not done in the class yet. Okay. It might tend to some amount of confusion if you start reading what is not done yet. Okay. Now, limits and continuity is what is the introduction. What is introduced in your syllabus, what is added in your new syllabus, correct? Which is applicable from June 24 onwards. Okay. So what is there in limits and continuity is a very simple topic as such. Okay. Let's not make it difficult for us. Okay. So for that, I'll try to keep the explanation very simple so that you have a clear understanding of what needs to be done. And I'll explain you what limits is, and then we'll go ahead with the how it can be solved in different manners. We have one question each concept, and we will do it. Okay. Have you any doubts in between when I'm explaining? Please ask so that when we go ahead, you don't have confusions with respect to what we are doing. Okay. Now, chapter 7 is nothing but set relations and functions, correct? Yes. And you know that f of x means function of x, correct? So here I've given you a function f of x which is equal to 3x. Okay. Now I'm asking you to find what is f of 3. What does this mean? This means that the value of x is equal to 3. Correct? Yes or no? If I ask you to find f of 3, it means that you have to find the value of the function that is y, correct? F of x means y, no? So you have to find the value of the function when x is equal to 3. Yes or no? Correct? So when x is equal to 3, can I say f of x, that is f of 3, will be 3 into 3, that is 9? Yes, I hope this is clear with everyone. There's no confusion here. How to substitute the value of x in the place of a function when they have asked you the function with respect to x. Correct? Okay. If this is clear, then let's go to the next part of it, which is limit. Now, what does limit say? Limit also has a function, f of x is equal to 3x. But it does not say that x is equal to 3. It says find the limiting value. Find the limiting value. Okay. When x tends to 3, tends to or approaches. What does this mean? What does this tends to or approaches mean? It doesn't mean that value is 3. It means that the value is very close to 3. Okay. What is this very close to 3? Let us understand with the help of an example. Okay. Same example I will continue. Now, see here. Now, in the function example, we took the value of x as 3, correct? And here right now, we are saying the limit is approaching 3, correct? X is approaching 3. Approaching means what? Going towards 3. Okay. Now, going towards 3 from which side? There are two sides. Left-hand side and your right-hand side, correct? Yes? Okay. Now, what is left-hand side? Left-hand side is values lesser than 3. What is right-hand side? Right-hand side is values greater than 3. Okay. So now, here what you need to understand is that what will be the value of f of x when x is approaching 3 or going towards 3. Is that clear? Yes, everyone? Okay. You're not going to find at 3. Okay, you're going to find towards approaching towards 3. Okay, now see here. What was our f of x? Our f of x was 3x, correct? And we said limit where x is approaching 3. Okay, so let us take a value very close to 3. I've taken a value 2.999. If x is 2.999, okay, if x is 2.999, can I say f of x is 8.997? Calculate and tell me, is that correct? 2.999 into 3 is 8.997, correct? Yes. Now, if x is 2.998, what is f of x? 2.998 into 3. Is it 8.994? Okay. If x is 3.001, what is f of x? 9.003. And if x is 3.002, what is f of x? 9.006. Correct? Are all these values understood? All the 4 values that is written? You can still go on both the sides. You can reduce the value on the left hand side, increase the value on the right hand side. But the value should be approaching towards 3. That is towards 3. They should be coming towards 3. Okay. Now observe the answers carefully. Here, 8.994, 8.997, and so on, 9.003. Okay. Now observe them very carefully. Can I say from the left hand side, 8.994, 8.997, and so on, here they are going towards 9, correct? And from the right hand side, that is 9.003, 9.006, then 9.003, and so on. Can I say they are approaching towards 9? Yes, correct. So from both the sides, if you observe, we know that they are approaching towards 9. Okay. So here we can say that the limiting value, limit means the limiting value is equal to, is this clear? So here the limiting value will be equal to 9. Okay. Now you will ask, ma'am, we got the same answer no when we took function also, see? Yes. Yes. Correct. We got the same answer, right? But here it is a function, there it is a limit. Here it is the value of f of x, there it is a limiting value of f of x. So there it approaches towards 9. Is this clear? Okay. Now, for a limiting value to even exist, correct? For a limiting value to exist, both left hand side and the right hand side to approach towards one number. See in the example that we took, both the left hand side and the right hand side are approaching towards a number 9. Correct? Yes. Is this clear? Clear? Yes. This is the basic explanation of limits. Okay. Yes. Have you all understood this? Any confusions are there? Please let me know. We'll solve your confusions and then only we will go ahead. Waiting for your questions, if any. Okay. Now, how to solve? Okay. How to solve any question of limit. Now, see, there are various methods in which we can solve. Now, in the example question that we took, now, f of x is equal to 3x, we can solve directly. Oh, then why do we learn all these things? Because some of the questions, direct solution is not possible. What is this direct solution, ma'am? Direct substitution is not possible. Okay. In the previous question example that we took, we could substitute no directly, correct? What was given? F of x is equal to dx. X tends to 3. So f of 3 will be 3x. That means 3 into 3, that is 9. What does that mean? That means the limiting value is 9. From both left hand side and right hand side, they approach towards 9. That is what it means. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. It means that both left hand side and right hand side approaches towards 9. Okay. But some of the questions, a direct substitution may not be possible. Okay. Now you may ask, what type, ma'am? What are the types? What possibilities are there? A possibility where it is 0 by 0. What is 0 by 0? Answers when you substitute are 0 by 0. Or it is infinity by infinity. So these forms where it is indeterminable by substitution, we have different methods. Okay. We have factorization method. I hope you know what is factorization. Yes, you must have studied it in your chapter 2. Splitting the middle term, finding the value of x, correct? Quadratic equation factorization. Yes. Okay. We have rationalization method. Okay. Rationalizing the numerator or denominator. Roots will be given, correct? You have to rationalize it by multiplying it with something. We'll learn. Every method, one questions or 2 questions, we will learn. Okay. Then you have L'Hospital's rule. Okay. Or it is also called as L'Hopital's rules. Okay. And then you have standard limits. Okay. These are the 4 different methods in which we will solve. Don't worry about how the methods are going to be used. I'm definitely going to teach you every method to solve a limit. Okay, moving ahead. These are some standard limits. Okay, I want you to copy this quickly. Some standard limits, which of course you have to remember. Like how you remember some standard derivatives, correct? The same way. These are some standard limits which you need to remember. Okay, please copy it down quickly. If you're done, please put the message on the chat box so that I can continue, all right? Once you're done. For now, you just write it down. When we do the questions, I'll explain it to you. Don't worry. Okay? See, this is how a limit is written. All right. See, limit x tends to 3. Okay? 3x. This is what your question was. Remember? Oh, this is how a limit is written. So it's read as limit x tend to 3, 3x. That is the function. Okay, done? Is it done, students? Yes, all right. Let's go to the next part. Don't worry about this, I'll explain. Okay. Now, types of questions. See, first we have is the direct substitution, where we'll get the limiting value by directly substituting the value of x tends to. Here x is tending to 3. So we'll substitute the value of 3 in the place of x. Can you give me the answer? The question is limit x tends to 3, 3x plus 9. Okay. Your first step is substituting here directly. That means you will get 3 into 3 plus 9. See, when you substitute, you will not write limit x tends to 3 because you're substituting the value as 3. So you will get the answer as 18. That means the limiting value is 18, which means that both from the left hand side and from the right hand side, it is approaching towards 18. Now you might ask, ma'am, we did that previously in by taking different values, no? Aren't we going to do it in that manner? No, that is only for you to understand. All right. Yes. Okay. Clear? This is clear. Next question. No. See here. Evaluate limit x tends to 2 where the function is given as x square minus 5x plus 6 whole divided by x minus 2. Now listen carefully. If you substitute 2 in the place of x, what do you get? 2 square minus 5 into 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6 divided by 2 minus 2. 2 square is 4, 5 into 2 is 10, 4 minus 10 plus 6 divided by 2 minus 2 is 0. You get 0 by 0, which is not determinable. Which is not determinable. Okay, so what do you do in this scenario? There are various ways in which you can solve. Okay, the first method that we learn is by factorization. Okay, now how to factorize this? How do you split the middle term? Can you tell me the values when you split the middle term? How do you factorize x square minus 5x plus 6? Can I say it is x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6? Minus 2x minus 3x is minus 5x. And minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6, correct? I hope you remember quadratic equation factorization. Sum of roots and product of roots. Yes? Okay. Now here can I say x is common? What remains? X minus 2. Minus 3 is common. What remains? X minus 2. Correct? Yes? So can I say the factors are x minus 3 and x minus? Is this clear? Now once we have got the factors, let us use it in the limit. So we have limit x tends to 2, x minus 3 into x minus 2 whole divided by x minus. Now we can cancel x minus 2, x minus 2. And now we can substitute the value of x as 2. So you will get 2 minus 3, that is equal to minus. Yes, good. Did you all understand this? How to solve? Correct? Why do we use factorization and why not direct substitution? Because if you directly substitute, you will not get the value. All right. Clear? Okay. Now listen. There is another way to solve this. There is an other way to solve this. Now you ask, what is it? When you have indeterminable form of 0 by 0, okay, you can solve it using one more method. What is that method? It is the Hospital's rule. Okay. How do you solve it? You simply have to differentiate the numerator, differentiate the denominator separately. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, let's do it, but not in this question. Let's go ahead and in the next questions, we will definitely solve it using that method as well. Okay, I'll teach you. You have to differentiate the numerator, differentiate the denominator. Okay, we'll do it. Don't worry. You don't need to worry about it. We'll definitely do it. If you want, we can do it in this question only. Let's try. Okay, we'll do it in this question. What is it? X square minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 2, correct? Okay. Limit x tends to 2. And if you directly substitute, you will get 0 by 0. When you get 0 by 0, you can apply this rule. That is differentiating the numerator, differentiating the denominator. Okay. Yes. It's basic differentiation. Yes. Okay. Now, what is the derivative of x square? What is the derivative of x square? Anyone? Do you remember? What is the derivative of x square? X square is in the form of x to the power n, which is n into x power n minus 1. Correct? Yes. Derivative of x to the power n is n into x power n minus 1. So derivative of x square is 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1, which is 2x. Yes. Okay. What is the derivative of a constant? Derivative of a constant. Constant. Does it change with anything? No. 0. What is the derivative of x? 1. I hope you remember these. These are very important. Okay, now listen. We'll differentiate the numerator. That is 2x minus 5 into 1 plus 0, correct? Divided by 1 minus 0. You will get limit x tends to 2, 2x minus 5 divided by 1. And you can ignore that divided by 1. You can remove it. Next step. Now, can we directly substitute? If you substitute, you will get 2 into 2 minus 5. That is 4 minus 5 minus same answer that we got in the previous method. Yes or no? What did we do here? We differentiate the numerator and denominator. numerator and denominator. Okay. I hope this is clear. We're going to do more questions on this. Don't worry. Okay. This is basics of differentiation. All right. This is clear. We got the same answer, no? Yes. Okay. We'll go to the next question now. Okay. Again, indeterminable form. You have to evaluate limit x tends to 9, where root x minus 3 divided by x minus 9 is given. Now, if you do a direct substitution, you will get root 9 minus 3 divided by 9 minus 9. Root 9 is 3. 3 minus 3 by 0 will be 0 by 0, which is an indeterminable form. Okay, so what do? You can differentiate it, but when you differentiate it, you will have a value x to the power 1 by 2. If you observe it very carefully, the denominator is there, no? What is the denominator? X minus 9. Can't we write this as root x square minus 3 square? What is root x square? X. What is 3 square? So we can definitely write it as root x square minus 3 square. Okay. And this root x square minus 3 square, can I say, is in the form of a square minus b square, which is a plus b into a minus b. So what do you get? You get root x plus 3 into root x minus. Is this clear? Let's substitute now. Limit x tends to 9, root x minus 3 divided by x minus 9. In the place of x minus 9, we will substitute it as root x plus 3 into root x minus 3. Root x minus 3, root x minus 3 gets cancelled. Ones are ones are. Now substitute the value. You have 1 divided by root x is 9 plus 3. That is 1 by 3 plus 3, which is equal to 1 by 6. Clear? Yes, correct. Very good. Got few answers in the chat box. Good. See, more and more questions when we do, you will get clarity about the entire limit concept. Okay? How to solve and everything. Clear? Yes. Let's go to the next question. It's given limit x tends to infinity. That means in the place of x, you'll substitute infinity. And if you substitute infinity, you'll get 2 into infinity square plus 7 into infinity plus infinity. So the numerator will be infinity. Denominator, you will get 2 into infinity square plus 3 into infinity plus 1. Denominator also will be infinity. So if you substitute, you will get infinite by infinite, which is not determinable. Okay. So what do you do in this case? We'll differentiate. Let's differentiate the numerator and the denominator separately. Okay. Yes. So we have limit x tends to infinity, 2x square, differentiate 2x square. What do you get? Derivative of 2x square. 4x plus 7 into 1 plus 0 divided by 8x plus 3 into 1 plus 0. You get limit x tends to infinity, 4x plus 7 divided by 8x plus 3. Yes, till here is it clear? Clear? Okay. Now, observe it very carefully. If you substitute infinity now, you will have 4 into infinity plus 7, which is infinity, 8 into infinity plus 3, which is infinity. Again, you will have infinity by infinity, which is again a not determinable form. So what do? You will differentiate it again. So till you get a determinable form, you will differentiate it. Okay. So our next step is to differentiate it again. We have differentiated it once. Okay. Again, we will differentiate. We'll find the derivative. Again, same method. That is numerator separately, denominator separately. That is, you will get limit x tends to infinity, 4 into 1 plus 0 divided by 8 into 1 plus 0. Okay. So you'll get limit x tends to infinity, 4 by, there is no place to substitute x right now. So can I say answer is 4 by 8, which is 1 by. Clear? Everyone is clear? Understood? Can be solved now in the exam? Okay. Can we go to the next question then? Rationalizing. Okay. How do you rationalize? Can you tell me, anyone? How do you rationalize? How will you rationalize? Quick, quick, quick. How will you rationalize this number, this term, sorry. You'll multiply it with 1 root of 1 plus x plus 1, correct? And when you multiply the numerator, you also have to multiply the denominator as well, correct? Yes. So how are you going to do this? Let's start with the first step of rationalizing. Square root 1 plus x minus 1 divided by x. you'll multiply this with square root of 1 plus xa plus b, 1. And when you multiply the numerator, the denominator also needs to be multiplied by the same term. Yes? Now can I say your numerator is in the form of a minus b, and this is a plus b, which is a square minus b square. So you get limit x tends to infinity root 1 plus x whole square minus 1 square whole divided by x into root 1 plus x plus. Correct? Everyone? Any confusions are there here? Okay. Now when you simplify this, what do you get? Limit x tends to infinity 1 plus x minus 1 whole divided by x into root 1 plus x plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. What remains? Limit x tends to infinity x by x into root 1 plus x plus 1. This x and x can cancel. Now we can substitute. One minute. Okay. This is not x tends to infinity. There is a mistake in the question. This is x tends to 0, not infinity. Okay. Mistake in the typing there. This x tends to 0, not infinity. Okay. So you have this. All right. Now we can substitute. You will get 1 divided by root 1 plus 0 plus 1. You will get 1 divided by root 1 plus root 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 1 by 2 is the. Is this clear? Clear? Okay. Let's go to the next question. You remember we did some standard limits, correct? Yes? Yes or no? We did some standard limits in the beginning of the topic here. Can I say the question is in the form of this? Very close to, correct? What do we have? Limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 divided by x. This value is equal to 1. But in this question, we do not have it in the form of e power x. We have it in the form of e power 3x. Can I say this x and x should be the same? So if in the place of x, 3x is there in the power, okay, listen carefully. If in the place of x, 3x is there in the power, okay, can I write 3x here also? Directly I can't write, but I can write it as into 3 divided by 3. Correct? Yes or no? Into 3 divided by 3. So what do you get? Limit x tends to 0, e to the power 3x minus 1 divided by 3x into 3. What have we done here? We have multiplied this 3 with x, that's all. Because the power and the denominator will be the same in terms of 3x and 3x. Now can I say it is in this form? Yes. So in the place of x, you have 3x. And in the denominator also, in the place of x, you have 3x. So what you get here is, this becomes 1. Which one? E to the power 3x minus 1 divided by 3x is 1 into 3. So answer is 3. Clear? Clear, everyone? Any confusions are there? Please ask. Okay. There is another way to solve this, all right? Now listen carefully. Okay. Now, can I say if you substitute x here, you get e to the power 0, which is 1. Anything to the power 0 is 1. 0 minus 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. And x is also 0, correct? See, substitute. 3 into 0 minus 1 divided by 0. So e to the power 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 by 0 is indeterminate, correct? So you can also apply differentiation here and solve. Okay, how? You can find the derivative of the numerator. That is, what is derivative of e to the power 3x? E to the power 3x into 3 into 1. Correct? Minus 0 divided by 1. I hope this is clear. Yes? Okay. Now, what do you have? 3 e to the power 3x. That's all. Limit x tends to 0. 3 e to the power 3x. Now substitute x as 3. You will get 3 into e to the power 3 into 0, which means 3 into e to the power 0. That is, e to the power 0 is 1. Answer is okay. Yes, we'll take a break, just 5 minutes. We'll finish this part. And before we start with the next continuity part, I'll give you a break. All right. Okay. Can I say this is also a very similar standard limit form? What is that? Limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x divided by x. Just go back and see. Limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x divided by x, which is equal to 1. This one. Okay. Now, in the place of x, we have 3x. So what we'll do is, like how we did in the previous question itself, we'll simply write this as limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus 3x divided by x into 3 divided by 3. You get limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus 3x divided by 3x into log 1 plus 3x divided by 3x is 1. Value of it is 1. So substitute, you will get 1 into 3. Answer is 3. Is this clear? Okay, next question. Standard limits. Okay. Limit x tends to 0, 5 to the power x plus 3 to the power x minus 2 whole divided by x. Now go back to the standard limit. If you observe carefully, can I say this is in the form of a power x? A power x minus 1 divided by x. That is 5 power x, 3 power x. Correct? Yes? Okay. So what is it? Limit x tends to 0, a to the power x minus 1 divided by x is equal to log a base e. Limit x tends to 0, a power x minus 1 divided by x. What is the value of this? This is log a base e. But if you observe this question very carefully, it is not in that exact form, correct? Is it? It's not. But can we get it to that form? Yes, of course, yes. How, if you ask? You can write the numerator as 5 power x minus 1 plus 3 power x minus 1 whole divided by x. Correct? How minus 1 minus 1? Minus 2 is there. I've split it. That's all. Why have we split it? So that we can get it in the form of a power x minus 1 divided by x and one more a power x minus 1 divided by x. So here we can split the numerator and write this as 5 power x minus 1 divided by x plus 3 power x minus 1 divided by x. Now the limit is applicable to both the terms. Individually you apply it, it is in the form of a power x minus 1 by x and one more a power x by minus 1 by x, which becomes log a base e, that means log 5 base e plus log 3 base e. Correct? Now can I say this is in the form of log a plus log b? Log a base e plus log b base e, which is equal to log ab base e. So here the answer will be log 5 into 3 base e, that is log 15 base. Is this clear? Any doubts are there? Please ask. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay. All right. Last question of limits. We'll finish that and then take the break. Okay. When you have two or more functions given, what is this theorem? They have said that f of x is 1 plus x squared if x is greater than or equal to 0 or less than or equal to 1. And f of x is 2x minus x if x is greater than 1. And they have asked you at x is equal to 1. That means when x is tending towards 1, that means left hand limit is coming towards 1, right hand limit is also coming towards 1. Whether the limit exists or not. If the limit exists, what is the value of the limit? Now, for a limit to exist, You remember? I told you that left hand limit and right hand limit both should come towards one value. Yes, both should be towards one value itself. Okay. Now direct substitution is possible here. How, if you ask? See here. We have to find that x is equal to 1. That means when x is tending towards 1. Okay. Now, if x is less than 1, what is this less than 1? Okay. Understand this. Left hand limit. What is this left hand limit? Limit x is tending towards 1 from the left hand side, from the lesser side. So when you write x tending towards 1 and then you put a dash, that minus represents left hand limit, then f of x. Okay. So when is x is tending towards 1 from the left hand side, can I say the value of x is less than 1? Correct? So the function here will be limit x tends to 1 from the left hand side, where the function is 1 plus x squared. Why 1 plus x squared? Why not 2 minus x? Because value of x when it is less than 1, the function is 1 minus x squared. Till now, if you remember, we had seen only same function from both sides, left hand side, right hand side. Here we are seeing different functions. Okay. Now you substitute. What is x? X is 1. Direct substitution is possible. So when x is 1, you will get 1 plus 1 square, which is equal to 2. Correct? This is your left hand limit. Next, right hand limit. That is limit x tends to 1 from the right hand side. First plus f of x. That means x is greater than 1 value we are taking. Correct? Greater than 1. So when x is greater than 1, can I say the function is 2x minus, 2 minus x? So you have limit x tends to 1 from the right hand side, where the function is 2 minus x. Okay, substitute the value of x as 1. You will get 2 minus 1, which is equal to left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal to each other. What is it? Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Therefore, limit does not exist. Is this clear? Clear? Any doubts? Okay. We'll take a break. Okay. 15 minutes break. Ma'am, it is given greater than 1. Yes, ma'am. Correct. See, greater than 1 doesn't mean, see, what you need to understand here is, yes, it is greater than 1. It's approaching from the right hand side. Okay, I'll explain once again. See, the function is to be taken based on whether it is approaching from left hand side or right hand side. If it is approaching from left hand side, then it is less than 1. If it is approaching from right hand side, then it is greater than 1. But when we substitute 1 itself. Why? Because direct substitution is possible here. What is left hand limit? See, left hand limit means approaching from the left hand side, wherein the values of x are lesser than 1. Right hand limit means approaching from right hand side, where the values of x is greater than 1. Correct? Which we did in the first case. Remember, first when we started, I told you that we have taken other than 3, 3.001, 2.999. Correct? That is what we did. And we said it is approaching towards 9. Correct? The same thing here. It is approaching towards a number. Is the number the same in both the cases? What we are supposed to find out. Yes, everyone understood? Should I explain anything once again? Anyone? Yes, Aditya, have you understood? All right. Yes. Okay. Take a break. It's 10:10. Take a 15 minutes break. Okay. And then 10:25, we will continue with our session. We'll continue with continuity, a very small concept. Okay. If you have understood this particular question, no, continuity becomes very easy. Okay. We'll continue with continuity. And once continuity is done, we have few questions of differentiation, application of cost function and revenue function to be done. Okay. Take a break. Once again, good morning. Okay, we'll continue with continuity. Okay. So what is this continuity? Basic explanation, let me give you with the help of a graph. Now, like I told you previously, function f of x can also be represented as y, correct? So if you remember, f of x, our function, which was 3x, this f of x can also be denoted as y. Okay. Now, if I say x is equal to 3, can we say that y will be 9? This is nothing but a coordinate which can be represented on a graph, correct? Yes, x is 3 and y is 9. Yes, everyone? Okay. This is how a function works. This is nothing but it can be represented on a graph. Now observe this. F of x is given as 2 and 1 in different scenarios. When is it 2? It is 2 when x is greater than or equal to 0. And it is 1 when x is lesser than 0. Okay. That means if x is greater than or equal to 0, y is 2. And if x is less than 0, y is 1. Okay. So can I say that the graph will be plotted something like this? When x is 1, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 2. And so on. Correct? Because anything that is equal to 0 or greater than 0 with respect to x, y will be 2. That is what is given. This is how it look. And if the value of x is lesser than 0, then y will be 1. So can I say if x is minus 1, y is 1? If x is minus 2, y is 1. So it will look like this. Is this clear? How we have marked it on the graph? Yes. Is it clear how we have marked it on the graph? Students, clear? Yes. Okay. Fine. Now let's go to one more example. If x is greater than or equal to 0, y is 2. If x is less than 0 also, y is 2. That means whatever is the scenario, can I say y will be 2? So if x is 1, y is 2. If x is 2, y is 2. If x is minus 1, y is 2. If x is minus 2, y is 2. This is what it means. So if I have to join this and plot a line on the graph, can I say this will be my line? Correct? Yes? Okay. Now understand what does this mean. If you observe here, we have drawn two different lines, correct? One, this line, and this line, two different lines. And here, if you observe, this is one line, correct? Yes, this is the representation of continuity. That means when a graph can be plotted in one line, one form, continuously in one way, then we can say that it is continuity. Again, this is only for you to understand. Okay, we are not going to use this method of solving. We're definitely going to use substituting options, sorry, not options, substituting the values of x and solving. Have you all understood this? See, this is not continuous and this is continuous. One line, correct? In one time only we can draw it. Here, two different lines are clear. Everyone? Yes? Okay. Now, basic necessity to prove continuity of a function, whether a function is continuous or not. Three things you have to find. Left hand limit, right hand limit. Remember we did it in the previous question. Okay. Left hand limit, right hand limit. And at that point, which point? At x is equal to a. Till now I said x is equal to a need not be found. Correct? We are finding out what is it coming towards, what is it tending towards, what is it approaching towards. But right now, in case of continuity, you have to find left hand limit, you have to find a right hand limit, as well as the value of f of x when x is equal to a. Here a I have written. Is this clear? Okay. More clarity on this you will get when we do a question. So how to prove continuity? Left hand limit, right hand limit should be equal to each other. Also, it should be equal to f of a. Okay, let's understand. What does this mean? Okay, let's understand what does it mean with the help of a question. We have a function g of x which is defined as follows. G of x is equal to x when x is greater than 0, less than 1. Okay. Okay. Greater than 0, less than 1. We have g of x is equal to 2x minus 1, x when x is greater than 1. We have to find if g of x is continuous at, there's a mistake here, 1 is missing, okay. We have to find if g of x is continuous at x is equal to 1. What does this mean? Okay, so we have to find first left hand limit, then we'll find right hand limit, and then we will find f of x when x is equal to 1, because we are finding when it is continuous at x is equal to 1. Stepwise, okay. In the previous question, remember we did left hand limit. How did we do that? Left hand limit means limit x is tending to 1 from the left hand side. From the left hand side means value is lesser than 1. When value is lesser than 1, can I say x will be your function? G of x will be limit x tends to 1 from the left hand side, g of x is x. Correct? Yes. Can I say you have to find g of 1, which means the value is x is equal to 1. No, here we'll substitute 1, right? Direct substitution is possible, no? Next, right hand limit x tends to 1 from the right hand side of the function g of x. So limit x tends to 1 right hand side. Right hand side means x value is greater than 1. When x value is greater than 1, can I say the function is 2 minus x? See here, x is greater than 1. Yes, so it is 2 minus x. Direct substitution is possible. So we'll do 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Can I say left hand limit and right hand limit are equal to each other? Therefore, limit exists and limit is going towards 1, tending towards 1, limiting value is 1. Is this clear till here? Is it clear till here? Please, I want answers. This is very similar to what we have done in the previous case. Have you all understood till here? Okay, all right. Now the next part is finding what is g of 1. What is g of x when x is equal to 1? Right now we did from the left hand side and from the right hand side, correct? Left hand limit and right hand limit. Though we took 1 only as x because that is the direct substitution is possible. Now we are finding what is g of x when x is equal to 1. When x is equal to 1, can I say g of x is 2x minus x? That is the function. So function g of x is 2 minus x, sorry, not 2x minus x, 2 minus x. So now we are finding g of 1, not limit. See, I'm not using the term limit here. I'm not finding limit. I'm finding the value of g of 1. Not right hand side, not left hand side, exactly at 1. So we will get 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, now listen carefully. Can I say that g of x when x is equal to 1, okay, is equal to limit x tends to 1 from left hand side g of x. This is equal to limit x tends to 1 from right hand side g of x. Correct? Everything is equal to each other. Therefore, we can say that g of x is continuous at x is equal to. Have you all understood this? This part is clear. Understood the difference between right hand side, right hand limit, and continuity. Right hand limit and left hand limit should be equal to each other if limit should exist. Right hand limit, left hand limit should be equal to the function for it to be a continuous function. Okay. I hope this is clear. Let's go to the next part and the last part of the chapter, which is discontinuity. See, when does discontinuity come into picture is when the denominator is equal to 0. Okay. So when the denominator of any function will be equal to 0, okay, then it is discontinuous, or we say that discontinuity is applicable here. So when discontinuity is there, you have to find the points of discontinuity. That means at what value will it be discontinuous? When continuity is there, you'll find the point of continuity. That means in the previous question what we did. But when it is discontinuity, that means when the denominator of a function is equal to 0, undefined function is there, correct? That is when we have discontinuity. And when we have discontinuity, what we need to do is we need to find the points of discontinuity. Okay, for that we have a question. Find the points of discontinuity of the function. If you observe carefully here, numerator value will be, if you substitute the value of x as 1, numerator will be positive, but denominator will amount to 0. 1 minus 3 plus 2 is 0. Okay, so that means denominator here will be equal to 0. So that is why discontinuity will come into picture. When discontinuity comes into picture, we have to find the points of discontinuity. Okay. Now your next question is how to find the points of discontinuity. Discontinuity is because of the denominator x square minus 3x plus 2. Okay. Yes. Now you'll factorize this. Factorize it. Give me the values of x. Factorize this. You will get x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Correct? Sum of roots is minus 3. Product of roots is plus 2. So you'll get x into x minus 2 minus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. You will get x minus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to 1 and 2. This x is equal to 1 and 2 is your points of discontinuity. That's it. So both A and B. Have you all understood this? With this, we are done with limits and continuity. Okay, all the concepts and every question related to a concept is covered. Okay, moving ahead, we'll go to basic concepts of integration and differentiation. There we have addition. Okay, see, exactly everything that I'm doing is not an addition. It was already there, but new questions have been introduced for which I have to teach you the beginning part of it. Okay? So we'll quickly, you should be knowing this already, the first few things that I'll be doing in the class. Okay. Cost function. Have you heard of this cost function? Have you heard of cost function? No. Okay. Concept of cost function, a marginal cost, total cost. No one? Yes. Okay. All right. No problem. If you have not heard, if you have heard, no worries. We will understand it. What do you mean by cost? What is a cost? Usually cost involves two elements. What is that two elements? One is fixed cost and one more is variable cost. What is this fixed cost? Fixed cost is nothing but your constant, which does not change. What does that mean? It means, now for example, okay, for example, if the cost of producing 1 unit of, let's say, your phone is 10,000 rupees. Example. Okay, 1 unit of the phone is 10,000 rupees. This is your variable cost. Why is it variable cost? Because if you produce 2 units of phone, it becomes 20,000 rupees. So it changes with respect to the units. That is your variable cost. Okay. Now what is fixed cost? Fixed cost means the cost which does not change. What is that? For example, you have a premise. For manufacturing this phone, you have taken a premise on rent. You're paying rent of rupees 1 lakh every month. Okay. You're paying a rent of rupees 1 lakh every month. Now, does your rent change on how many phones you have manufactured? It is not dependent on the phones you have manufactured. It is dependent on you using you have taken it on rent, correct? So this is your fixed cost, which does not depend upon your units produced. Is that clear? What is fixed cost and what is variable cost is clear? Yes? Okay. Now, so variable cost changes with the output. That means if you have the cost per unit, then it is, see, in this example, for this purpose, 1 unit is 10,000. So if you produce X units, it is 10,000 X. Plus fixed cost is 1 lakh. This is what it is. This becomes your cost function, which is denoted as C of X. Is this clear? Is cost function clear? Okay. Now, next is something called as the average cost. Average means what? Total divided by number of units produced. So average cost is cost function divided by X. That's it. Then you have something called as marginal cost. What is this marginal cost? It is the change in the cost for 1 unit produced. Change in the cost for 1 unit produced. So marginal cost is given as the derivative, that is d by dx of the cost function C of X. So if you differentiate the cost function, that answer is what is your marginal cost of producing 1 unit extra. Slope of average cost. Have you heard of the term slope? Gradient or slope of a curve? Yes. Gradient or slope of a curve in differentiation. Gradient or slope of a curve is the derivative of the function. So same thing here. Slope of average cost is d by dx of average cost. And slope of marginal cost is d by dx of marginal cost. Okay. Is this clear till here? Whatever we have done. What is average cost? Have you all understood? What is marginal cost is clear? Yes. Slope of AC, slope of MC. Is this clear? This is a scoring topic. Cost function, revenue function, the two things that we're doing is actually very scoring in nature. Have you all understood till here? Yes. Okay. All right. Next, you have the steps to find the maxima or minima values. Okay. What is this maxima or minima values? Now see, from a point of view of a business, can I say revenue or profit maximization is the ultimate objective? Correct? Or cost reduction, reducing, minimizing cost is also an objective. So what do we do under this? Don't go to read the steps. It might confuse you. Please do not read the steps. So what do we do under this? So based on the cost function, the average cost, the marginal cost and everything, the revenue function and everything, we can determine at what units will the cost be maximum or at what units will the cost be minimum and when what units will the profit be maximum or marginal cost be maximum. Okay, this is what you will determine based on the maxima minima value. Okay, how to solve this right now? Wait, we will do a question for this because if I directly try to explain this to you, no, it might go over your head. Example. Given the c of x, what is c of x? Cost function is 5x cube minus 9x square plus 100. Find the output at which total cost is minimum. Okay. Now what have they asked us? They have asked us output at which total cost is minimum. Correct? So you have to find the value of x at which total cost is minimum. So our function that we want here is the total cost. Correct? Yes or no? Based on total cost, we will find out the value of x. Correct? Yes, everyone. I want answers. Yes or no till here. Okay. So your first step to find is, listen carefully from now. I'll give you time to write. First you listen. Okay. The first step here is to find the derivative of cost function. Why cost function? Because you're finding when is the cost minimum. So your with respect to the cost function is what you're finding the values. So your first step is to find d by dx of cost function. So d by dx of cost function. C of x. Tell me, what is that? 5 into 3x square minus 9 into 2x plus 0. You get 15x square minus 180. Can I name this as dy by dx? I'll take c of x as y. Possible? Function is y. Is this step clear? Clear? Okay. Second step. You have to consider dy by dx as 0 and find the value of x. How is that? Simple. Take 15x square minus 180x is equal to 0. You will get 15x square is equal to 180x. 1x can be cancelled and 180 divided by 15. How much is that? What is 180 by 15? by 15. Yes, 12. So can I say x is equal to 12? Is it clear till here, the steps that we have done? Okay. Third step is to find d square y by dx square. What is the second derivative? Okay, dy by dx, you know what is dy by dx? 15x square minus 180x. So d square y by dx square will be 30x minus 180. 15 into 2x minus 180. Is this clear? Yes? Okay. Now, substitute x is equal to 12. Why x is equal to 12? This we got in our step 2. In d square y by dx square. That is, you consider d square y by dx square as 30x minus 180. Then you will substitute the value of x as 12. If you substitute the value of x as 12, what do you get? 360 minus 180, 180. Have you all understood till here? Any confusions are there till here? Okay. Now listen. Now the conclusion part. If d square y by dx square is greater than 0, that means positive, then x at that value, whatever value, then x is called the point of minimum or minimum value. Point of minimum. If d square y by dx square is less than 0, that is a negative value, then x is called the point of maximum. Is this clear? Now, what is our d square y by dx square? 180, which means it is a positive value, correct? Yes. And in case of positive value, it means that point of minima. And in this case, we have got that x is equal to 12, which means this is the point of minimum. So that means total cost will be minimum at x is equal to. Have you all understood this? Have you all understood this? Okay. I'll give you time to write. Just come back to the steps. What you have to do first? You have to find dy by dx. Correct? Then you have to consider dy by dx as 0 and find x. Then you have to find d square y by dx square. Last step is substitute x in d square y by dx square. If d square y by dx square is greater than 0, then point of minima. D square y by dx square is less than 0, then point. Made a mistake here. Writing. Then this is the point of maximum. Is this clear? Doubts, anyone? Okay. Copy this down quickly, please. I hope the concept is clear how to solve. So if they ask average cost is minimum, okay, first you have to find average cost, and then for average cost, you'll apply the 4 steps. Understood? Cost we always want to reduce, and revenue we always want to increase. Clear? Is it done? Have you all finished copying it? Okay. All right. Next, revenue function. Revenue means income, correct? So whatever price you're charging, that into the number of outputs that that number of units that you sell, that is your output, is your revenue. So price into output, correct? Okay. Average revenue. Average revenue is total revenue divided by output. Okay. Total revenue is nothing but price into output, correct? So when you cancel the outputs in the numerator and denominator here, can I say average revenue is nothing but your price? Marginal revenue is, see what is marginal cost there? Derivative of cost function. So marginal revenue is derivative of total revenue. So here total revenue is TR, marginal revenue MR, and average revenue is this clear. If you have understood cost function, revenue function, you will understand. Only thing is you have to understand that revenue means price into output and cost is variable cost plus fixed cost. Clear? Copy it down, revenue function. Then we can do the questions. I believe it's done. Okay. All right. Question number 1. Read it, okay, and get to know what information is given. Right? Read it and get to know what information is given. The fixed cost of a new product is 18,000 and the variable cost per unit is 550. If demand function, okay, demand function is given as 4,000 minus 150x, break even values. Okay. Demand function is nothing but your price. So the price into the quantity, that is the output, becomes your revenue. Price into output becomes your revenue. Okay, let's understand one by one. So what is break even value? What do you mean by break even? Any idea what is break even? No profit, no loss situation. Very good. So can I say break even means where total cost is equal to total revenue? Yes, break even means where total cost is equal to total revenue. Okay, for that we have to calculate total cost and total revenue. Yes or no? Let's do it. Okay, let's calculate total cost. Total cost is nothing but variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost is how much? 550 per unit. So if X units are produced, then the cost function will be 550X plus fixed cost is 18,000. This is not with respect to the outputs. Is this clear? Next. Demand function P of X is given as 4,000 minus 150X. This demand function is nothing but the price. Okay. So total revenue will be price minus, price into output X. Is this clear? So total revenue is 4,000X minus 150X. Now we have understood that at break even, total cost is equal to total revenue. What is total cost? 550X plus 18,000 is equal to what is total revenue? 4,000X minus 150X square. Correct? If you simplify this, you will get 150X square minus 3,000 4,000, no? 4,000 minus 550. Correct? Minus 4,000 plus 550. How much is that? 3,450. Correct? Yes. And plus 3,450x plus 18,000 is equal to 0. Check if all the three are divisible by 150. To simplify it, 3,450 divided by 150, 23. 18,000 is divisible by 150 because 180 is divisible by 15. So can I write this as all the three divided by 150? We'll get x square minus 20, 3x plus 120 is equal to. Have you all understood till here? Yes, very good. Okay. Now there are two ways you can factorize it. Or you can also apply the options because they have given us break-even values, correct? That means X value when this satisfies, this equation satisfies. There are two ways to go ahead from here. You can substitute the values from the options or you can directly factorize. Let's factorize. $120. Okay. Yes, tell me. Factorize. 15 and 8? 8 and 15. Yes, correct. 15 and 8. So x square minus 15x minus 8x plus 120 is equal to 0. X common, you get x minus 15. And here you take minus 8 common, you get x minus 15 is equal to 0. Correct? So you have x minus 8 into x minus 15 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to 8 or 15. So at x is equal to 8 also, as well as when x is equal to 15, you will break even is what it means. Is that clear? Clear? Okay. All right. Next question. Next question has 3 to 4 parts. Okay. So we'll do it one after the other. Don't worry. Using the data, answer the following questions. A company sells its product at 60 per unit. Okay. So can I say price per unit is 60? Fixed cost of the company is 18,000. Fixed cost FC 18,000. And variable cost is 25% of total revenue. Okay. Revenue is 60 per unit. Total revenue is 60 into number of units. Variable cost also will be based on number of units itself. So can I say variable cost is nothing but 25% of the revenue? So variable cost is 25% of 60. That becomes 15. Have you understood till here? Okay. They have asked us the total revenue function. What is the total revenue function? TR. That is price into output. So revenue function, price is 60, output is X, so it becomes 60. Is this clear? Clear? Any confusions? Okay. Done? Can you do the next part on your own? Next two parts are there, okay, of the same question. I think you should be able to do it on your own. Okay, I'll give you some time. Do the next part. Information, everything is available here. You have to find the total cost function. Do it. You can give me the options in the chat box, which is the answer. Just the option is enough. You don't have to type in the answers. Yes. What is the total cost? Variable cost plus fixed cost, correct? And variable cost per unit is 15 rupees. So it is 15x plus fixed cost is 18,000. So 15x plus 18,000. That's it. So same question they can ask you, when will the cost be minimum? So then you'll have to differentiate. One step differentiation, two step differentiation. Clear? Clear? Okay, next. Determine the break-even point. What is break-even point? It is the level of output at which total revenue is equal to total cost. Do it. Do it on your own. Let's see. I got one answer in the chat box. Waiting for others. Correct answers. Good. Yes, tell me. What is the total revenue? 60x. And what is the total cost? 15x plus 18,000. So break even means total revenue is equal to total cost, which means 60x is equal to 15x plus 18,000. Get this here. You will get 45x is equal to 18,000. That means x is 18,000 divided by 45. Is that 400? Option B. Very good. So I hope you all have understood this. Okay. Next question. Question number 3. Using the data, answer the following questions. The cost function C of x of a company as C of x is equal to 1000 plus 25x plus 2x square, where x is the output. Determine the average cost. Okay. Do you know what is average cost equal to? Average cost is total cost divided by output x. So here, can I say average cost will be cost function divided by x? Can you do it? And tell me the option A, B, C, D. What is it? You have to divide the cost function by x. That's it. To find the average cost. (1000) plus 25x plus 2x square whole divided by x. Now, split the numerators. You will get 1000 by x plus 25x by x plus 2x square by x, for which you will get 1000 by x as it is plus 25, because x and x can cancel. And here also 1x will get cancelled. So what remains is x. So option A. That's simple as that. The question might be, such questions will come in exam. Yes, could be. Derivative of cost function also can be asked. Marginal function. Marginal cost they can ask. Yeah. Which is nothing but your next question, part B. Same question, part B. They have asked you to find the marginal cost. What is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the derivative of cost function, which is derivative of total cost. Can you do it? D by dx of what is the total cost? 1000 plus 25x plus 2x square. Find out. Option B. Absolutely right. Good. Very good. Yes. So you get derivative of margin average cost will be C. 1000 constant 0 plus 25 into 1 plus 2 into 2x. Correct? So you will get 25 plus 4. Option. Good. I hope you all have understood this. Next. Find the marginal cost when 15 units are produced. Okay. See, marginal cost at X is 25 plus 4x, correct? Yes, we got it in the previous part of the same question. So, marginal cost at 15 units will be marginal cost at X is equal to 15, which is 25 plus 4 into 15. 25 plus 4 into 15. What is 4 into 15? 60. 60 plus 25 is 80. This is your marginal cost at X is equal to 15. 15 units marginal cost. Clear? Next part of the same question. Find the actual cost of producing 15th unit. It's not marginal cost. They're not asking you the marginal cost. They're asking you what is the actual cost of producing the 15th unit. Actual cost involves fixed cost also. Okay. So what you have to do here is you have to find total cost of 15 units minus total cost of 14 units. So up to 15 units, you'll find the total cost. From that, you'll minus the total cost of 14 units. You'll get the actual cost of 15 units. Understood? Yes. What is total cost function given as 1000? It's given here only. 1000 plus 25x plus 2x square. Okay, let us substitute. You have 1000 plus 25 into 15 plus 2 into 15 square minus 1000 plus 25 into 14 plus 2 into 14 square. Give me the values. Thousand plus 25 into 15 plus 5 square plus 2. 1825. 1825. Let me also check. Okay. Yes. 1825. Correct. 14 units. One three. Sorry. 1742. 83 is the answer. Understood? Clear? All right. Let's go to the last question. Okay. Done. We are done. A, B, C part. 3 parts of the last question. We're done with all the concepts there. Using the data, answer the following questions. The demand function for monopolistic is given as x is equal to 100 minus 4p. Demand function. Demand in units. Okay. Demand. Understand carefully. X is equal to 100 minus 4p. Where x is the number of units produced and sold, not old. Okay. And p is the price per unit. Find the total revenue. Listen carefully. Revenue is what? Total revenue is price into output. Correct? So to find price into output, we need to know the price. No, we do not know the price here. We know the outputs here. X in terms of X we have. So we have to find it in terms of P. Why in terms of P? Because we want price. We want revenue. To find revenue, we need price. Is this clear? Yes. So can I write this as 4P is equal to 100 minus X? P is equal to 100 minus X divided by 4? Which means P is equal to 25 minus X by 4. Is this clear? This is your price. Now what you need? Total revenue, which is price into output, units X. Multiply it, you'll get 25x minus x square by 4. That's all. Is this clear? So what you need to understand here is, in the previous question, if you carefully observe, price was given directly. But here price is not given directly. It is given in relation to the output. Is this clear? Okay. Can we go to the next question then? Same question, next part. They have asked average revenue function. What is average revenue? The price itself? Yes. Remember, average revenue is price into output. That is total revenue divided by output. Correct? Which means average revenue is nothing but the price. That is P. What is price for us? 25 minus X by option B. Correct. Good. It's already found out, no? Okay. Do you want to do it in the other method? Total revenue by output. That also we can try. We'll try what is there. Let us understand better, no? Average revenue, total revenue by X. What is total revenue that we have got? 25X minus X square by 4 whole divided by X. Correct? You get 25X by X minus X square by 4X. Correct? X gets cancelled here. 1X gets cancelled. So what remains? 25 minus X by, same thing we got, but in a different approach. Which is better? Of course, the first one is better, no? You get the answer sooner, no? Here you have to put some efforts. Clear? Clear? Okay, go ahead. Next part. Last part. Get done. Find the quantity and price at which marginal revenue MR is equal to 0. What is marginal revenue? What is marginal revenue? Derivative of total revenue. Yes, very good. Marginal revenue is d by dx of total revenue. Okay. So marginal revenue will be d by dx of, what is the total revenue? 25x minus x square by 4. Correct? If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, correct. Clear till here? So marginal revenue will be derivative of 25 minus into 1 minus 1 by 4 as it is. X square is 2x. So you will get 25 minus x by, this is your marginal revenue. You have to find the quantity at which marginal revenue is 0. So when marginal revenue is 0, can I say you will get 0 is equal to 25 minus x by 2. Shift this minus x by 2 to the left hand side. you'll get plus x by 2 is equal to 25, which means x is equal to 50. So output is 50. And price here is based on the output, that is 25 minus x by 4. Correct? So when x is 50, can I say 25 minus 50 by 4? What is 50 by 4? 12.5. So 25 minus 12.5, answer is 12.5. Yes. Oh. Is this clear? Yes. All right. Okay. Do you have any doubts pertaining to anything? Anything with respect to the subject matter? Any clarifications that you want? Whatever we have done in today's class, I hope you are able to understand that. Or yes. If you have any doubts pertaining to the subject, you can always drop a message, WhatsApp message to my number. Okay. I will be happy to answer it. Okay. This is my number. You can drop a WhatsApp message to my number pertaining to any doubts relevant to the subject matter. Okay. All right. Any doubts you get in respect to anything that you have done in the subject of mathematics, you can always drop in a message. Okay. All right. Thank you. I hope you learned something today. Yes. Have a great Sunday and study well so that your exams go well. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday.